As you can see, a bit of a compost heap. Now this compost heap is possibly, in total, if I look at the time spell that it's been built, it's most likely 7 years old at least. Now here is some material. If you look at it, it's branches, small twigs, and in fact what we're doing with that is just mulching a rough tree area, which you can see, oh, Bob's just wheeled that one off, and that's going into a tree area as a mulch, and that will break down. But what intrigues us is that we're all told put small twigs into compost heaps because it works. Now you look in here, this hasn't been put, compost hasn't been put on here for a year. This compost down there, look at that, that is straw. That's old grass that we've cut off, a few heads of different things in there, and that is possibly 2 to 3 years old, sitting in amongst grass cuttings, old rubbish, anything that we can compost. And as we look across the compost, you can see how much we've had to dig away. Here's another area of interest. Just look in there, look, hornbeam twigs. They've been there over a year, maybe 2, haven't rotted. And here we've got some, it just shows you how good compost can be, but how long it can take. Now here we've got some classic compost, look at that. That's going to be really great, and in fact it's a mixture of leaf mould, and here, you know, aren't I enthusiastic about it? Because it is really delicious compost. Christine Walton would be proud of us grovelling in the compost here. But we are taking the top off, as you can see, and if I stand back a bit, you'll see how high this compost heap actually is. Look how high that barrow is up there, you see, and standing up there, isn't it, quite high, as we sweep round, and that compost will be put back on the beds. Yep, we'll get that back on the beds and work that into the top surface. However, most of you across the UK have had pretty wet weather. We're not going to do it in the wet weather. We're going to wait till we get a bit of a drier spell. I don't mean bone dry, I mean not flooded, and then we'll work it into the surface. And then this area will be rounded off and seeded. And we'll have another extra piece of garden as we've moved our compost heap down into another area of the garden.